Let's get back to reacting. Let's get back to what's important here. Looking at things. 10 o'clock already, huh? 9 o'clock? No. Incorrect. This is a video about Dead Trigger 2, dude. This is a game that a lot of you guys have freaking asked me about. I played it a long time ago. It's like a zombie FPS game for the mobile devices. It's freaking lit, dude. I watched a video about Dead Trigger 1 from the same creator, Joey, shout out. And now we're gonna react to this one, dude. Let's freaking see what he's got to say about the Dead Trigger 2 lore.
Releasing just 1 year after the first game, Dead Trigger 2 would release to generally positive reviews, with people still considering it a worthy sequel while others not so much. Though regardless, the game would still end up racking up millions of downloads. So what happened? Well, to put it simply, the story was never finished, as the last major update would come out in 2018 that introduced a new region, new environments, but no new campaign. So I took it to Reddit to see if I could find some answers, only to come across information I already knew. So I tried Facebook next and did some digging there and was able to find my answer. With a post from 2021 that reads, "The story is concluded in the final mission of the South American campaign. You will continue to unlock the rest of the world areas by upgrading your tech level, but there will be no more story missions." With a reply mentioning they were going to prepare a post to explain their position on that subject, which I was able to find that sadly mentions that they chose to end the campaign to be able to create new games, which we now know is Grey Zone Warfare, which is really unfortunate. But for what is here, why don't we take a look at what Dead Trigger 2's got going on this time around? Starting with the gameplay, which albeit very similar to the first game, has us now taking missions around the globe that range from your typical seek and destroy, sniper missions, defending, looking for supplies, and even some fun ones on the side, like killing zombified chickens, shooting balloons, or even stuffed bunnies, with the arena mode also making a return.
Whoa.
Additionally is the game's new type of
I
special
don't remember the
effect.
guys in this game being so funny. Let me jog my memory and see this freaking gameplay. How many years ago do you think this was? Dead Trigger 2. Only 11, dude. Oh, I made a short out of it, though. Perfect.
What is this? Dude, I want that. What did I just shoot? I got a special reward. I was warded and now I'm
This looks...
Get. Thanks. Hey, dude, how's it going? You're dead? Well, that's unfortunate.
Unfunny.
You, there's a
How it should be, some would say.
I'll follow that. Oh, no, the arrow said to go the other way.
Serious? Zombie shooting.
Over here again.
Only.
I already went over here.
No humor. No funny voices. Except for mine.
That include the Kamikaze, Sign Fist, Vomitron, Panzer, and
Not
Rager.
Vomitron,
Which
dude.
upon killing any of them, is there a chance for them to drop a piece of a blueprint that could be tied to a gun, a gadget, or melee weapon, in which we take back to the hideout where we'll be doing most of our crafting and upgrades. But now, let's dive into the story, which takes place 3 months after the first game. We see our beloved main character, Kyle, once again armed with a wrench, walking down a road and spot a man in desperate need for water, who turns out to be infected, but more importantly, we get sight of a massive new creature called the Titan. We make our way out of there, navigating through a passage, clearing out some zombies along the way, and happen to find a woman called Tara, along with eventually gathering the other key members such as Buck the Gunsmith, Robert the Engineer, and Herman the Scientist.
Oh, hello. How's it going?
So with our
Hello,
team established,
Herman.
we head over to Africa with the main goal of resolving the mutation, but also see that the Titan managed to make its way over here as well.
What the hell is this?
Running low on fuel though, we clear the area before landing and make our way to a local hideout housing some generators that need fuel, and learn that the people there are suffering and have no supplies. So we power up a main gate and head out in search of water, only to find none. Though in the next mission, while protecting an engineer, do we learn of a clean water reservoir found nearby. We head on over to the reservoir in search of the leader and eventually find the guy who goes by Thabo. We escort him out the reservoir and later return to open up some water valves to bring in some fresh running water to the whole area. Shortly after, we're sent by the scientists to explore a mine to inspect some toxic barrels and set down devices, while returning later to then rig up the area with explosives, since the toxin was actually attracting more zombies and boosting the mutation rates. From there, we take on our last mission in Africa, which has us finally going up against the Titan.
That's a
Our
large
ammo
zombie.
depletes, and we seek out another turret where we ultimately kill off the Titan.
Bro, think he attack on Titan, but he is zombie.
Still no answers as to how this
Not enough
creature
teeth.
even came about. But with the campaign in Africa finished and the Titan defeated, we make our way into China and head straight to Shanghai to see if we can find any clues about the virus. Which, once we arrive and get settled, we happen to encounter a red creature.
I have a bad feeling about this.
And also meet Dr. Adamos.
Thanks for the help.
We escort him to the chopper, protect him while it arrives, and head back to the office to search for additional data, but are not the only ones, and have snipers outside spotting the place. After getting past them, we get to a meeting room to search for some info and head to the server room to collect the data and escape, to later learn that the snipers from earlier were actually hired by some shadow group. In the next mission, we head to the streets to install some toxic dispensers, as Dr. Adamos believes they will attract the red creature we saw from earlier, known as the first one or Zombie Zero. We cover him while he calibrates the dispenser, but as soon as he finishes, the red creature appears, destroys the machine, and flees once again. So we set out to track the first one and easily defeat it, and are briefed that an autopsy will be performed on the creature. So while the scientists perform the autopsy, we defend them for a bit, but suddenly hear a loud explosion and go on to investigate and discover 2 tanks that have plowed through some barricades. We try to return to the
Imagine getting
scientists
plowed through like a couple of barricades
coming from that direction. We rush back to find Dr. Adamos on the ground dead,
Poor
but thankfully
fella.
Herman's still alive, and are briefed that the body of the first one is gone, and can only assume it was taken by the hired mercs from earlier, who if I had to guess are probably these guys called the Black Coats. But with the China campaign over, our
And they
next
don't
stop
have
is Europe
black
to recover
coats.
the body of the first one. We end up finding the guy whose name is Eddie and confirms the first one being
Shout out
spotted
Eddie,
transported
dude.
by the Black Coats from earlier. So we head on over to a party at some bank and search for a person called TNT to see if we can find any info on that, which we're initially not allowed in, but after offering some whiskey are we directed right to him.
Oh, bro, this game is so generic, dude. But I mean, it's a classic, dude. It's freaking part of the lonniedos lore, so I'm going to watch this. But not because I necessarily care that much. I would tap out normally.
You're TNT, aren't you?
Shout out to freaking Joy, though, because he did the research, dude. See you later, Constance. Peace out.
Indeed I am.
I like some of these selfies, though. This guy look a little bit like my uncle, which I find hilarious.
And you are? Name's Kyle. I'm with the Resistance.
What up, Kyle?
I'm looking for a big red zombie body.
Where's your picture?
Okay, Miss Sinister. I've heard some rumors. Suspicious men were seen near Warehouse 224. That's all I know.
This better be good, TNT.
So with the info TNT gave us, we make our way back to Eddie only to find him dead and proceed to Warehouse
Rip
224
the
in
goat.
search of the first one's body, with no signs of it and probably just got played by TNT. So we locate him once again and chase after him to see if we can just get a little more info out of him, in which we learn that the Black Coats are holding the first one's body at a university. So we head to a university with Herman, clear out some toxins, and end up finding the first one's body along with data on some green gas and a device that can control zombies. We head over to the Black Coats factory to collect a toxic sample, but also encounter 2 clones of the first one along the way. We end up killing both clones, retrieve a sample, and escape.
Wow. Imagine retrieving a sample from that big red Hulk guy. Wouldn't have been my favorite thing to do for my work.
Thus, completing the Europe
I'd hate
campaign
to have
and
his
head
job.
to South America to find more clues on how to cure the virus, which the plane we boarded to take us there somehow ends up being infested with zombies and have to
This is
clear
a
some
cool
cargo
level, though.
weighing down
It's
the
like
plane,
snakes on a plane,
just
but
end up finding a
zombies.
parachute and jumping off.
Yay!
Once waking up from the crash, we make our way to the resistance camp, clear out some zombies, and meet a guy called Ivan, who, without a word, leads us through the camp until it's suddenly overrun by zombies, and get
Nice.
into a car and get briefed that we'll soon head to the Black Coat stronghold, but first have to protect the members from zombies and take down a Black Coat helicopter while we're at it. Next, we head to their stronghold and search for
Were there
isotope
zombies in the helicopter? No, just bad guys? Okay. Weird. Probably no black coats either.
ZCS.
Fucking
We locate it,
liars.
grab a sample, and escape, learning that it'll be crucial for a successful strike on their lab. Once we reach the dam where the lab is hidden, do we rig it up with explosives and learn that we have successfully managed to submerge the whole valley underwater while simultaneously neutralizing the Black Coat's base, and that's that.
That's
Which,
that.
upon completing the campaign, does it show us going to Russia, which is where I'm sure the story would have resumed, along with Siberia, the Middle East, Canada, and even Australia. But we now know how unlikely that seems. It just really sucks to see what could have been with this game. But we now know how unlikely that seems.
Why is it so unlikely? Let me read this Facebook post. Feeling thankful, Dead Trigger 2021. What up, Dead Trigger 2 fans? And then immediately hit him with the bit.ly link. What the fuck? Not clicking that, bro, but thank you. As an admin, I promise to respond to your feedback relating to the campaign end. 1. We choose to end the campaign to be able to create new games. What is just the in the game, the campaign? Past needs to work simultaneously on multiple projects. Too much work. Keep the maintenance. Too hard. Keep creating in-game events like tournaments. So they're not killing it off. They're just ending the campaign. Gotcha.
It just really sucks to see what could
Hashtag
have been
zombie,
with this
hashtag
game.
gamer.
But to wrap it up, I want to say thank you for watching till the end, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.
Shout out Joy, dude. Freaking doing the work that I would never take the time to play this whole game. I mean, maybe I would, you know, but I'm not doing it. Now I know what happens. Dr. Doolittle fucking kills a zombie and collects his sample or something.